So this is the term for the DEPT that written by the Byung-Chul. So Byung-Chul defined a new concept for the detecting some circular dependency for the Linux kernel. There is a context that executing the code, as you know. So there is a waiter, right? Waiter want to occurring some event B from another context, right? And A event A occurred after the event B occurred. So event A occurrence depends on event B occurrence. So we redefined the concept. When event A occurrence depends on event B occurrence, we draw some dependency graph from A to B, right? So if event B occurred from this point, event A can occur, right? So we need to redefine them, right? We need to catch not only lock, but also wait. So depth are defined that holding want to holding some lock. This is the situation that waiting, right? So event A occurrence depends on B. We draw the dependency graph from A to B. A depends on B, right? So this is the first situation that we previously saw. So this is the definition from the Lockdep. Hold A, hold B, right? So context Y want to hold A, but they are holded by the context X and each other. So A, B, B, A, deadlock. But we redefined this concept. So we are not focusing on the holding a lock A. We focused on some waiting for the event. So we redefined from this comment, right? So we don't need to focusing on this context, but who want to hold the lock B, this go to the waiting for the event. We redefined unlock as an event, right? So context X want to event that unlock B, right? So we assume the unlock as an event B, right? So this context want to some occurring for event B, and as you know, context Y also want to occurring event A. That event A unlock the A, right? This is the core concept of the DEPT. So as you know, event B are never occurred, and event A also never occurred, right? And in perspective of drawing some dependency graph, A are depended from event B. Event A depended on event B. So we draw from A to B and build dependency graph in here. Is it like just newly defining term weighting for more comprehensive context, including lock? Right. Forget about lock. Right. Weighting is the very important point for the depth and some new generation for detecting the runtime circular dependency, right? I've been researching for the some deadlock detection system. For there is some paper, not only some distribution system, but also some old 80s some paper that some OS, but I'm not found some this sophisticated concept definition for the deadlock dependency, deadlock detection. So I asked the bencher, would you make some paper for this concept? So if there's time for writing a paper, he wanted to submit the some well-known some conference, something like that. So, right, I think there's some, as you know, there's some conference, Unix or some security conference for the CS division. So, right. So I continue to explain. So context Y, as you know, right? This need to fix. Right, this is not important. So as you know from previous slide, context Y. In context Y, event B occurred depend on event A that unlocked in this situation, right? So we can draw a graph from B to A. So this makes some deadlock, A deadlock, right? And replicate it from depth, right? As you know, this is the situation that Lockdep will never detect in this context. So we need to redefine in perspective of a waiter and event, right? So want to holding the lock is waiter, right? So there is some waiter in this and in this and also in this. And right there is event for the waiter. We defined unlock as event A, and for the C, lock C for the event C and event B, right? So we can redraw from the redefining, from the dependency. So event A depends on B, right? And the event B is the waiting event, right? Lockdep have no way to find this waiting. So we can draw the dependency graph from A to B. Event A are depend on occurring from the event B, right? So in the context Y, event C depend on event A. Event A is in here, right? So we can draw from C to A. And also, context Z, we can draw a dependency graph. Event B depend on event C, right? Event C are in here, right? Current system Lockdep catch circular dependencies related to lock, right? Holding the lock and right in this context, right? Holding the lock is the key point for the Lockdep, right? Right. Core concept. Thank you for the summarize. And 2 is the in point 2 is the main point that want to holding, we assume this as a waiting, right? And as you know, waiting, we focused on waiting and occurring event, right? So we can detect for that. So so I imagine the situation that when they want to holding some fork from the, as you know, there's some example that some the men are keeping the fork and they want to eat, but there's some deadlock situation, right? But if there's someone have a stomach and want to go to toilet to doing some pooing, so this also some waiting also makes some deadlock context, right? But there is no research for that from previous research for the some computer science. So if there was some research for that, I want to know that and reporting me. I appreciate for it, right? So this makes some circular dependency, and this makes, as you know, this is the deadlock. So that can detect deadlock, right? So this is the global system that learning the Linux, that there is so many new event are occurred in here, but if the circular dependency for the ng, this can report from the DEPT feature. So I will summarize that how we can analyze the DEPT report. So when the waiter before they go to the waiting, from this point they request event for the other context, right? So they request A for the context 2. So context 2 start event context of A, right? And context 1 are waiting for the occurring of the event A. And context 2 triggers event A. So if they are waiting for this B, right? So as you know, we defined, we can in depth we can draw some dependency graph. If a event are occurring dependent on event B, we can draw the event A from A to B, right? So this is some summation, right? S and waiting. We can this event waiting for the B are waiting, and event A are E. So we can define in the in real report for the DEPT that S are they are send some S, but this is not focused on. This is not important. We need to focus on the E and W. So because we need to focused on the dependency, right? So if context X, right? All right. Context are waiting for the occurring event B, and event A are depend for the occurring for the event B. We can draw, as I said, from A to B, right? So event A occurrence depends on event B occurrence.